Hey guys, Costa here for Oz Gamers, and this is Throwback Thursday, and this week we are looking at some old Batman games, in honor of Arkham Knight, you could say. And to kick things off, we've got Batman the video game, which is based on the 1989 Tim Burton movie with Michael Keaton as the Cape Crusader. And this is the NES original. So from 1989, which is actually when that movie came out. And as you can see, that's the Batmobile. Probably cooler than the Arkham Knight Batmobile. Maybe not, but anyway. And here we go. And as you can expect, as an NES action game, this is a pretty much straight action beat 'em up, where Batman has a few gadgets like the Batarang, and a gun thing, which is totally in line with the character, or not. And because this is the NES, Batman is blue only because the backgrounds are black and they couldn't not enough colors on the screen. I've already almost dead. That's how punishingly difficult these NES action games are. Missile. Well, this does have cool music, the NES game. It's not any of the music from the movie, or even the Batman theme. And apart from being based on the movie, it really doesn't really have much to do with it. It's just a straight action game. It's like a homing mine thing. More missiles. Oh. Almost impossible to dodge those. Oh! When you die, you turn into like a flaming bat symbol, which is kind of a cool way to go for Batman. Okay, and the second Batman game we've got is Batman Revenge of the Joker. This is for the Mega Drive or Genesis. And it's not based on any Batman movie, although it comes from the same developer, Sunsoft. And this is very much a straight up action game as well, except this one is kind of like Contra in that the weapon power-ups, so they change letters and disappear if you don't pick them up. That was life. Yes. Just like a spray thing. Alright, almost dead. And Batman is, so it's not based on a movie, so it's kind of like a comic series in terms of art style, or comic books. Although the logo is like the film one. And much like the NES one, it's still kind of super difficult. These things are like super hard to dodge. There we go. Try not to die, Batman. That's why you get a cool slide kick in this. It's either kick or gadget. Which is strange for Batman not to punch. And the S is the ninja style weapon, which is probably the worst one. C, yeah, that's the good one. For some reason you gotta kill these gargoyle things. Oh, I'm dead again. Okay, and next up we've got The Adventures of Batman and Robin from Konami. And this is another action game, but different developer. And Konami were no stranger to these sort of beat 'em ups that pretty much every Batman game, which you could even say of the Arkham trilogy, are pretty much combat style games. And this one follows a story of the Joker, but it's got probably the best visual style we've seen so far, in that it pretty much accurately creates the look of the animated series. Batman's got some cool animations, his cape looks kind of cool. But it's pretty much a straight beat 'em up. It's actually a lot more playable than the Sunsoft games. And if you do have gadgets, you do have the old bat grapple, so you can do swing moves. Apart from just the old weird swing here and there, they can't really use the grapple for much. And hey, it's Harley Quinn. And pretty much how she looks in the animated series from the 90s. So this is Joker's Funhouse. So overall this is a pretty good beat 'em up. I mean, pretty limited in terms of gameplay compared to what we got today, but some bit of platforming, mainly action, boss fights that are okay, and a good look based on the arcade series, animated series. Oh, crapoly. There we go, we get to use the thing. The old grapple, just like in the Arkham series. Except nowhere near as seamless. Alright, okay, well, here's the first boss fight. And I died. Actually, the boss isn't too bad. This boss anyway. Pretty much just gonna jump on to play soldier, whatever it is. Just keep jumping on the toy soldier stick gun. You can kind of be a little bit conservative, but I try to be spammy to beat it as quickly as possible, and I'm probably going to die in the process, because, oh no, just in time. I mean, oh good. So that's that boss done, and we get to confront the Joker. I found you, Joker, surrender quietly. Ha 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 ha. Don't be silly, Batman. I've prepared some particularly nasty surprises for you. Of course you have. Okay, and now we get to the good stuff. By good, I mean absolutely what the hell were they thinking stuff. From Acclaim. Another beat-em-up action game, and another one based on a movie, this time Batman Forever. The Val Kilmer and Tommy Lee Jones and Jim Carrey as the Riddler. Piece of weird neon, not so good filmmaking. And this game is also a little bit out there, as you can see. The characters you control are kind of digitized, like Mortal Kombat, digitized real people. So whether this guy, they got to pose for every position or do shit in the Batman costume. You can just tell how uncomfortable the costume must be, just by the way he moves. And it's pretty much a standard beat 'em up like the others, except this one's more Mortal Kombat-y. So a bit more like a fighting game, except not really. This is magic. See, the punches are kind of like Mortal Kombat. You can even uppercut like Mortal Kombat. So you're probably thinking, what the hell is this? And also this takes place in, this is Arkham Asylum, so, you know, connections to the modern Batman. And this is like, you know, almost as good as Batman Arkham Asylum. Or you could argue that it is the definitive Arkham Asylum. Look, you got even like Riddler clues and stuff. Get everything. Batman style. Whoa, that guy just mad, whatever his name was, just put us into the other room, and this has like loading screens for some reason for a Super Nintendo game. This is mid-90s, so kind of around the same time as the Konami one, except this one is so much more 90s that it hurts. Got Riddler, solve my riddles, enter secrets be led if they aren't already over your head. So there's a riddle for you. Oh man, Mad John, take some punches, bro. And so that's the first riddle, which is check over your head, which is the gap there. I forget how you... So you gotta press up and the select button to jump into that room. Yeah, it's so clumsy, this game, as you can imagine, just by the way it looks. I mean, realistically, the whole Throwback Thursday was just an excuse to play this, whatever this is supposed to be, instead of Arkham Knight, which I should be playing. Instead, look at me, I'm playing Batman Forever. Hold on. This game's got weird music too. Oh, yeah. Alright, another Riddler clue. Groin kicks. Mad Paul. Who's this guy? Look at him. Take an uppercut. Seems like the punches is the easiest way to get the health down. Another... oh, that was health. You can just tell how uncomfortable this bat costume must have been. Look at these punches. Okay, and the first 3D Batman game that we got is Batman Beyond Return of the Joker. Now this is a weird one, because it's set in the future, which I'm assuming is based on either a specific comic or animated series, Batman Beyond. It kind of rings a bell, maybe. Okay, and stage 1, Gotham, Air and Space. And this is all running on the N64, so it's the first 3D Batman game we're playing, except that it's set in the future, and looks like the Joker's around and controlling futuristic Batman. It kind of looks, I'm assuming, like he does in the comic or animated series, which is to say, supremely silly. Now the nimble suit is available. Yeah, you can switch between suits in this for some reason, I don't know, for various things. We found the key. Huzzah, huzzah. This is kind of in the vein of the previous Batmans in that it's a straight up kind of run and beat 'em up. Except like one hit enemies taking this. Except that it's 3D and that it's kind of, you can go back and forth a bit. It's not terrible by any means, it's not great either. The controls aren't too bad. Except that it's a weird setting for Batman, regardless of what it's based on. I mean, the future. And this guy controlling some sort of crane. What do you think he's doing? Oh, he's about to die. Oh, we got him. Alright, we'll continue. What is this thing? It's got a weird jumping. And by weird I mean just looks kinda silly. Oh. Just run past that. And die. And you know what time it is? It's time for Dark and Gritty Batman with Batman Begins, 2005 game for PlayStation, GameCube, and I think Xbox. And this is from a developer called Eurocom, who were actually quite good in the kind of Nintendo 64 and GameCube days at making good, decent licensed games. And this is obviously based on the Christian Bale, the first Christopher Nolan Batman movie, Batman Begins, which I barely remember.
Fear.
But the game gives us nice little
Fear murdered my parents.
Scenes from the movie. A few scenes.
On the far side of the world, I tasted fear in its purest form, and thought I had conquered it. But fear followed me home.
Alright, fair enough. And this is also like a run action game, but you can huge improvement over Batman Beyond, the futuristic one. So it actually looks kind of decent. I mean, visually it's still pretty cool. Combat-wise, not so bad. I mean, it's not Arkham Asylum. Then again, none of these games are.
Batman's coming. What in the name
There he is.
He's real.
The Bale Man.
Kill him! Somebody tell Crane!
So the combat's actually quite not so bad. It's kind of basic, just one hit and then you do like a final attack to knock him out. And it's kind of in the spirit of Arkham Asylum or Arkham Trilogy. And that you don't kill the bad guys, but you kind of break every bone in their body.
Alfred, we've got arson.
I've alerted the fire department, sir. You should be able to find an exit through any of the...
Not until I find Crane.
And you guessed it, that's old Christian Bale's voice and Michael Caine. Michael Caine. Christian Bale has even got old Liam Neeson playing Ra's al Ghul himself. It's pretty much a corridor game in that very little variation or exploration, but it does allow for it to be still quite a bit of fun to play. Oh, can't go that way. Kind of like the Spider-Man games, early 2000s. And this is kind of 2005, so it's kind of around about the same time where movie games weren't terrible. They were kind of slight like this. And look at this Batman's climbing animation is absolutely goofy. You can use optics to see what's in the next room, which doesn't really serve any real purpose apart from there are some stealth. Some stealth in the game. A lot more variation than some of the other Batman games.
What? Hell yeah.
And it's kind of like it's like dark and gritty, like the Arkham games.
I say let him burn. What about him?
Plus, being Batman Begins, the bad guy is the Scarecrow. Oh man, you gonna beat up with Batman? Yeah. And it's kind of like a fear element, like in the Arkham games, in that because it's Scarecrow is the bad guy. That's how Batman climbs.
He says the Batman's here. Double time it, too. I want to be out of here now. Already burning. This place is gonna blow. Run! Get out! Run!
Medical kit. Not that that was needed.
Right. All set.
Looks like this is the Scarecrow. Played by that the dude from Inception.
Batman. Fascinating. I'd kill for a look inside your head. But luckily, I've got my patience to do that
He has a few context-sensitive attacks, like multi-attack. Attack 2 enemies at once. So it's pretty good. I mean, it's not a terrible game. It's not a great game. It's like a fairly decent movie game. And a good note to end on. That's Batman Begins. The Scarecrow which makes Arkham Knight and the Arkham series complete copycat games.
Help me!